Good morning. This is Sunday, and I'm going to have to make this quick because I have my Scrap Smarter event will be starting in just a few. There are some things I wanted to share about finding grace in this place, and we're going to just get into it. This IKEA unit, this Calyx, is new. A couple of weekends ago, my husband had to go into Canada, so I asked him to pop into the IKEA in Burlington and get me a 12 cubby unit because I discovered I needed overflow. I've purged. I've purged what I want to get rid of, what I'm comfortable getting rid of, and I needed an overflow spot. So here we are. I have brought my... Oh, it's time to get really honest. Okay, I've brought my color cardstock in here. In this cubby, it is those packs that you get from Michael's that have different colors in one pack. That's colored cardstock. On the bottom is 8.5 by 11. Whoop. Let's go back up here and talk about Honest Abe. These packs, those were bought from Tuesday morning. So I consider them solids. I know I'll use them. They're beautiful colors. That one I got on clearance. Hot diggity dog. But they're packs of 25, and I brought those in here as well. Now, the reason I'm okay with my colored cardstock, the majority of it being in here, is because I have a cropper hopper at my desk that has a sampling of all the colors. And when I run out, I'll just refill that cropper hopper and not have to have all of this in there. Now, once I get all of this worked down, what am I going to do with this? Who knows? That will be fun to find out because we're not there yet. So the name of the game has been Get Like Items in One Location. And the organization system that I had in Alabama, it didn't work up here because I had so much more stuff. Once I got it all together, there was just way more. Mind-boggling more for me. Now, some people this would not bother, but for me, it has been a dance with overwhelm, and I've struggled. So I had to go back to some of the organization ladies that I watch on YouTube. Minimal Mom is one. I didn't take all her tips, obviously. And Clutterbug Cass is another. And for organization that deals with specifically to scrapbooking supplies, I pay really close attention to Janet from RTS, simply because she's been there and done that. So one of the tips that all three of those ladies talk about is once you designate a space for a thing, that has to be a hard limit. That's all that you can put in that space. If you add something to it, something has to go. So my hard limits had to change because I have a new space. And I brought all of my stuff together. We've already covered all of that information in a previous video. So today we're going to talk about getting everything into locations and talk about spillover because I'm dealing with both of those situations. So this piece here is from a really old dresser that was given to my husband when he became a bachelor. And I didn't want to get rid of these drawers out of that dresser. Now, he wanted to get rid of the dresser. He was done with it. He didn't like it anymore and didn't want it in his life. and I rescued these drawers. So there's 4 of them, and I have 3 of them in another location in our house. For I'm actually using it for winter storage, and that's not important at this moment. But that was free information. Right now I'm holding 3 rows of 6x6 pads. That's a lot. I have in this unit 2 rows of 6x6 pads. And down here I have 8x8 and 6x8 pads. Over here I have the 4.5 by 6.5, the mat stacks. I have those stored here. And this down here, this is stickers and sticker books. So this is overflow. I know, it's a lot. Oh yes, and this is embellishments. Overflow. Yeah. All right, let's go into the next room. All right, we've moved into this next room, and this is new. My husband had suggested this idea a long time ago, and I kept putting him off. I didn't want a countertop over here. But once we got, as in the unpacking process, and we got the printers up here, I needed tabletop space to store things, and I wanted to keep my sewing machine out. So this became a much needed solution. These drawers, the black units, I bought those cube units from Hobby Lobby 1,000 years ago. And this white unit is, they called it back when I bought it, it was a letterpress drawer from Michael's, from Recollections. No, Ashland. Ashland was the brand, and I don't think they use that anymore. And this in the middle, because I had a gap, I made sure that I bought this at an antique store a long time ago. My maiden name is Turner. So this little wooden box, this crate is always going to be a part of my life. That's just how it is. So let's get back up here. And these are the embellishments that I'll be pulling from first. And these stickers are the stickers that I'll be pulling from first. And these thickers, now this is all the thickers I own. This is it. That's what I'll be using from. And we're going to turn around slowly. Now, if I were fastidious, I would have gotten rid of my husband's coffee cup, but I'm not about that life. This is the real deal. This is the real me. So back in the back of the room that I didn't show you earlier because my back was to it, we're going to zoom in on that. That's fabric that I have not unpacked yet. So that's that. And we're going to zoom out just a little bit more. I'm sorry, we're going to zoom out just a little bit more so that we can get this view in. This changed because I removed my colored cardstock, and this has page kits. It has collections, but there's no rhyme or reason. Remember, right now my goal is to get like items in one location, and that storage system is my hard limit. I'm not adding any more. I refuse to buy any more storage containers, such as baskets, bins, anything like that, until I get things worked down and need a different system. And then I will do a more unified system. Right now, the hodgepodge, mishmash, I'm okay with it, because we're in the survival game at this point in time. So we're going to start up here at the top. This is all of my wood veneer. That's all of it. And this container, that's all of my packaged flowers. And then I have this jar that has flowers. This container, that is all of my enamel dots and bling. And then I have these 2 jars of buttons. That's them. And then these containers in the back, that is all of my twine and lace, ribbon. That's all of it. So getting it in one location is where I am currently. I know this is giving some people hives because they're not in some logical order. They're not in color order, they're not in brand or theme, but right now I'm just getting it in one location. And then I'm setting my hard limits, and then I can, as time goes on, I can take this container to my desk and then make it better, organize it into a better system. And the same with this one. Next, we have down here something that I will never get rid of, and that is my steel rule dies. And I have quite a bit. This unit over here is full of steel rule dies. Because they're heavy, I couldn't put them in these drawers here, this Essex carts, because they just won't hold anything with substantial weight. So these 2 baskets have steel rule dies. I love steel rule dies because they go through almost any kind of material. I've even tried them on sheets of balsa wood, and with mixed results. So I have found something that they don't do great with. But I'm backing out now. We've got all this paper, and I'm going to pause and turn around. Ta-da! And with the magic of video, you didn't get sick with me turning around. These 4 cubbies, this was something I was working toward even as I was putting all my paper up. And it's honestly the reason why I wanted the extra calyx. I wanted to be able to sit at my desk, there's my chair, and turn around and have easy access to my dies and my stamps, because those are tools that I use frequently, and having to get up and go around my room to dig for them is not something that I wanted to do anymore. So I made compromises. The paper that was in those cubbies, I put in the calyx unit that's behind me. So I'm really, really happy with those 4 cubbies. Now, once again, that is all my stamps. That is all of my dies. And at a later point in time, I can go through them and organize them in a more logical manner. Right now, they're just in there in kind of in general categories. Like I have all of my alpha dies together. I have general shapes like circles. Those are together, and it'll get better. I will do a better organization of those. But generally speaking, the paper categories, I set those up from the beginning. All the way over to the left, those are my seasons, with the holidays included in those seasons. And then these 2 top ones, that's newer paper that I want to play with, and my scrap room kits. At the top, the very top, those are themes like birthday, faith, family, heritage, home, male, female, sports, school, pets, that sort of thing. And at the top there, in those 2 iris cases, they hold memorabilia that I want to add to layouts. And I know it's up there. So it's easy to access. Something that I had to change that I was not excited about, but it's just because of this room has old electrical, and I had to accommodate that. I had to put my cutting machines over to my right, and that looks junky. It feels junky. It's going to get worked down. My washi is hidden up under the Cameo. You know what? I'm having to make some compromises, and that's one of the compromises I've had to make. I did have my machines over here where the stickers and the die cuts are, but the Bluetooth just wouldn't connect, and I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to electronics. So a direct connect, I'm trying not to make you sick, I'm so sorry. The direct connect to my computer was the solution that I had to go with. I have a computer up here now. So I inherited my husband's huge iMac. We made some, because I had an iMac in Alabama, we didn't need so many computers up here. We elected to trade mine in and upgrade him to an iMac Mini with the M1 chip, and then I inherited his old iMac. When this one starts struggling, I'll upgrade and we'll trade this one in. So that's pretty much where I am. My desktop has become more cluttered, and I'm not fond of that. I'm working on a project right now that I'm really excited about, and I will talk about that in a later video, but just give you a little glimpse of these envelopes. And this IKEA little purchase is called a Fajala. It is holding the kits that I'm working with this month. That was an aside that's not necessary. But you know what? That's what you get with me. You get free information. We're going to back out some more. Just kind of take a look around. What I'm proud of is that the things that are important to me have been unpacked. I've made some difficult decisions that I'm completely okay with now, and that is part of finding grace. Is once I've asked myself the hard questions, I've done the hard work of purging what I'm willing to purge, and I've made the decisions about having spillover and how to manage that spillover so that it becomes reduced over time. I live here now. This is my space. So it's okay that it may take time for things to be better. That is part of me finding grace, where I'm working with and what I'm working with. Okay, I think I need to go because it is time to get logged in. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, for being interested, and for your awesome comments. I really appreciate the feedback that you've given me. And let's chat again real soon. Thanks.